Good morning. Make sure you have your good old cup of coffee. What was that? Oh, it's a little chipmunk. I don't know if he's lost or if he needs to figure out where to go. You gotta go back to the right. There you go. There you go. Welcome to day 9. I've had to take a few days off. It's been a lot of rain. I've realized plywood, you have to do a lot to keep plywood from warping, from soaking up water. So a lot of time has been spent observing during rainfalls where I have water leaking through and around the sides of the plywood, where it's affecting the chalkboard. Do I have any lift in the middle of my top decking here? And so, yes, the answer is yes. I have a little bit in all those locations. It's not bad, but I don't want it to get bad. So, in an effort to continue weatherproofing this, I have caulked all the seams that I think are most important. In addition to what you saw, I think on day 8, when I was making the archways, I caulked around the whole top deck, which did reduce some of the water drainage from going around and instead shedding off the side. But I've also instituted a softer aluminum flashing that is over the top of the chalkboard wall as well, and I've caulked that in because what's happening mainly is that the water is draining off, which is good. It's no longer sitting next to the plywood and it's draining over the side of this 2x4. What was happening was it was rolling underneath and then draining down the back side of this, causing some expansion to happen in this plywood. I have to redesign the rock wall. Turns out that I'm not going to use plywood anymore. My concerns, as I've already made them very apparent, I don't want it to eventually start to decay, rot, and fall apart. So instead I'm going to use leftover 2x4s. I've got 5 of them. I want to cut them to length. I got to figure out the angle and length I want to make it. Cut out multiple 2x4s, lay them together, brace them with on the backside with some more 2x4, and then mount the rock wall steps onto it. So today is a little bit of trial and error. So hopefully it works out well and you get to see what type of solution I come up with on the spot.
Two hours later.
So I had to buy 2x6x12 because I didn't have enough wood with the other stuff. Went to Home Depot, bought it. It's pressure treated, so that's good. I'm gonna cut all that up, turn that into the rock wall, but now my caulk is hopefully dried enough. I've given it about 2 hours. I'm gonna start coating that with paint, get the chalkboard paint on, get the rock solid on, hopefully be done with that, and then focus purely on the rock wall.
2 hours later.
Well, if you're just tuning in, I'm going to make this easier on me. Oops. Mocking this up as I go, I'm realizing I have different places I can tie this into, and I'd like to make it the most secure, so I'm starting to see that I have my openings here, my opening brace posts for this floor. I think I'd rather tie it into this and have it rest on the base plate, then create a ladder box frame down, then put my decking on, and then put the steps on it to finish it out. I think that will be the strongest and most secure for the kids. So there's about a 1-inch decline in the landscape here. So when I put this piece of wood down, it's sitting up a little bit higher than this one. In order to make them both sit flush at the top. I gotta dig this out a little bit so that I can square it off. After having a chance to adjust these a little bit, work on making them square, they're both the same length. This one is slightly further into the ground in order for it to be level with each other. And back here it's flush with both of these mounted posts. I need to make 27-inch cuts to my 2x4s to finish out the ladder frame to this, that I'm then going to be able to attach my 2x6s onto. Once I'm done with this, I'm done with everything. And then my daughter can play with this thing, my son can watch for now, maybe go down the slide with me or my fiance, and we'll be happy times. Happy times.